What's up, Sin City Food family? It's your favorite food review channel, Sin City Food Reviews. I'm JT.
I'm Brenda.
And on this episode, we are at Stack Restaurant inside the Mirage. Let's go in there. Let's go check it out. Welcome to Sin City Food Reviews. Just a mother and son out to conquer all food that is Las Vegas. Please subscribe so you don't miss our journey. What's up, everyone out there? We're gonna do the review in the restaurant itself, but it was so noisy and the lighting wasn't the greatest. So we're gonna talk about Stack Restaurant at the Mirage. We did have show tickets to Beetles Love, so we said, let's try Stack Restaurant. I haven't really heard a lot of things about it, good or bad. So we had to do our own research. I know they're known for their steaks for the most part, but we really wanted some fish there. So we decided to go there. The wait time wasn't that long. I actually used the restroom and Mom was waiting in line, and when I got back, she was the only one in line. So it didn't take that long. It was on a Saturday night, just keep in mind. So we made our reservations for 5:15, pretty much right when they opened at 5 o'clock. They were super helpful, super nice. I do get an employee discount, so that definitely helped with the bill, and you'll see that later on in the video, how much it exactly costs for Stack Restaurant. But let's get into Stack Restaurant at the Mirage and let you guys know our experience. When we first got in, we made our reservations like I mentioned, and we were seated at kind of a booth type area. It was a real nice seating. The seats were all spread apart. There wasn't really anybody right up on top of each other, so it was definitely spread apart real nice. And what do you think of the lighting, Mom?
It was pretty poor. I guess it's like a date situation. It's good lighting because it's very romantic, but
yeah, it was like real dim lighting. It was a little darker in there.
It made everybody's red and
yeah, your whole face, everybody's face was like bright red and everything like that. So we were gonna do a lot of shots of us talking in the restaurant, but it was getting noisy. There was crowds starting to build. There was quite a few people, big parties coming in about the time. It was Saturday night, which was expected. So that's why we're just gonna go over everything right now of how our experiences went. I did go online prior to going to the restaurant, pulled up their menu. It was a very small menu, super simple menu. I know they had a lot of steaks on there. They had a filet mignon. They had a ribeye on there. They also did a special where if you got a 32-ounce porterhouse, 2 pounds of Maine lobster, 2 sides, it was $185, I do believe. And if you got the tomahawk steak, it was like $195. We were thinking about doing that, but we decided, let's try the fish here. I know a lot of people go, well, they're known for their steaks, JT. That's kind of why I wanted to try the fish, because I'm like, all right, they're known for their steaks. How good are they at cooking fish? They also had a pretty decent cocktail menu. The funny part is their cocktail menu was way larger than their food menu, which, you know, is expected for that kind of establishment. So I decided, I never order cocktails, and I said, none of us drove. We took an Uber here. Mom was gonna have some drinks with me. Mom's not a huge drinker. So I said, let's order a couple cocktails off the cocktail menu. Keep in mind, the cocktails, they were up there in price, like 20 bucks for a martini, you know. I mean, that's pretty up there in price. But I thought, you know what, we're gonna splurge. We're going to the show. We're gonna have a fun night. So we decided to order a couple cocktails.
I had a pina colada martini. I really like pina coladas. Those are my preference over the frozen drinks. It was strong, but it was very good.
It did take them a while to bring out the martini. I do remember that. We were kind of waiting and waiting. Matter of fact, I ran and got show tickets in the amount of time it took them to get the cocktail. So I was undecided on a cocktail. Like I said, I'm more like a beer drinker. I'm not huge on the cocktails or the cocktail menus. And I thought, you know what, I'm gonna ask the waiter what he suggests for a good cocktail. So he suggests the old fashioned. And I've had old fashioned maybe 2 or 3 times in the past. So I kind of have an idea of what it tastes like. I know they use a lot of whiskey in it. Usually Maker's Mark whiskey they use in it, or a little bit higher depending on the establishment and the price of the cocktail. And I thought $19, let's go ahead and give it a shot. I know when an old fashioned is made, it is muddled with sugar and bitters. So if it's not done correctly, it's going to taste poor. And also they use orange zest and sometimes lemon zest, and sometimes they put cherries in there. When I first got it, it didn't look like there was really any kind of ice or anything in it. It looked like it was either sitting on the bar too long, and they took a while to bring the drinks. It's like 2 drinks. And that was right when it first opened, so I wasn't like, you know, like, oh my god, they're so busy. Like, they weren't really that busy, like, right when they opened up. It was starting to build up a little, but once we ordered the drinks, there was really no one to make the drinks, really. And then I got it, and my first sip of it, straight whiskey. You could just tell that the muddling process wasn't done correctly, and the orange zest wasn't even around the glass or anything like that. So my first instinct, it felt like I was just drinking a straight glass of whiskey, like with one little ice cube that already melted inside there. So I really wasn't into the old fashioned. I did try Mom's Pina Colada Martini, and I thought it was really good. It was a little on the strong side. You know, obviously it's probably a good thing if you want to get a nice buzz or something like that, but if you're just trying to enjoy one cocktail, you're not a huge drinker, you don't want it to overwhelm the flavors of the pina colada themselves. At this time, we started building up quite an appetite, and we're looking at the appetizers. You know, we already ordered our drinks. That was like 40 bucks. We were trying to be a little self-conscious of the spending too, because we didn't want to spend $300-400 on a meal, unless we're at like Hell's Kitchen or something like that. I would have, but anyways, we saw all the different appetizers. They're known for their hot rocks. So I actually had to research what hot rocks was before I was going to order the appetizer. And what it is kind of like a hot stone. And you actually cook little thinly slices of ribeye yourself. So it's a good interactive, like I said, it's kind of like a dating type establishment if you're going to go on a date or anything like that. But obviously I'm with my mom, so I'm like, I don't know about the hot rocks thing. It would have been cool for the video, but then you got to cook your own food. It takes some time. We didn't have a ton of time in the restaurant because we had show ticket reservations. So we didn't really order any of the appetizers, even though we thought about it. We decided to just order main courses. So we decided on, I wanted the grouper. I really wanted the grouper. I had grouper when I lived on the East Coast. It was a really good type of fish. Of course, they're out of the grouper. So I said, well, what do you have in replace of that? They said the halibut. So I got the halibut. My first impression when I first seen it was it real good plating. They had crawfish sauce, which was like so crazy, like little pieces of crawfish, which was amazing because I love crawfish very much. The halibut itself, the skin was cooked correctly, but it looked like they overcooked it for the inside. So it was really dry on the inside. The flavor, the seasoning was really good on it. I definitely love the seasoning. They were supposed to give me a long white or a wild grain rice, I do believe, and I just got regular white rice. That wasn't that big a deal. I really didn't care that much, but we did order a side, the loaded tater tots for an appetizer. They were super crispy, super delicious. I think you only got, what, 6 or 8 to an order, Mom?
I think there was only actually 4 of them.
4 or 6 or 8, I can't remember. You didn't get too many for $16. It was $16 for the side. It was actually a $2 extra charge because we did get the loaded tater tot.
I ordered the seafood
Risotto. Mom always has a hard time saying risotto. But she ordered the seafood risotto. It had big, huge chunks of shrimp in it because I tried some. The risotto was overcooked, I'm not going to lie, because I know risotto very well, and it was just overcooked. It was a little mushy, to be honest. But it had a big lobster tail on it.
Yeah, it came with a lobster tail, and it was so good.
Yeah, but you said the lobster tasted a little rubbery.
It was
a little
rubbery, like chewy. I could tell
Yeah.
because I cut it in half to split it with JT, and it seemed a little chewy, but
yeah, the flavors were good though.
Yeah,
They
the
definitely
flavors
know
were
how to
on point.
season food at the restaurant. Like if they overcooked it a little, on some of our meal, but they definitely know how to season the food. And what'd you think of the loaded tater tots?
They were really good. I don't know, I just think I expected more out of it.
Yeah, I thought there was going to be a lot more, I think.
So it was good. I would
It was unique.
Maybe out of 5, I would probably give it a 2.5 maybe.
Yeah, I would have given it probably closer to a 4, just because it was really good flavor and you just didn't get enough.
Yeah.
And to be honest, out of everything that was cooked, that was probably cooked the best out of everything that was cooked on the menu for myself.
It was on point the way it was cooked.
Yeah. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to give the restaurant a 3.7 out of 5. And I think the speed was excellent. They didn't take long to make our food and everything like that. It probably would have been sooner if they didn't overcook a few things, if you know what I'm saying. The service was amazing. I should have got the waiter's name, but this guy was awesome. He was on point. He made sure when our drinks got low, he was coming back and checking on us. He asked us how the food was. He was very knowledgeable of the menu. So that's what kind of bumped it up. The service itself was a 5. The 5, amazing service. I gave like a $30 tip because the service was so good on a $130 bill. So, you know, the service was really good. Yeah, I definitely enjoyed it. I would recommend, but next time I'm definitely going to have to try the steaks, and I do recommend that you guys try the steaks because the seafood, I know a lot of people be like, well, JT, they're known for their steaks, but sometimes you want to try out their other menu items to see, like, you know, are they on point with the other things and just not their specialty? Mom, what would you rate the restaurant and why?
I think I would rate it maybe like a low 4, only because the
seafood risotto.
The seafood risotto was a little overcooked because it seemed like it was almost mushy.
Yeah, it was.
But yeah, with the shrimp and the lobster,
shrimp pieces were
the shrimp
huge.
was really super good. So overall, I would give probably a 4.
Nice. And would you recommend Stack Restaurant?
Yeah, I would highly recommend it, especially to you couples that like enjoy going to a nice, fancy, quiet restaurant. It was a little noisy because there was a few parties there. But
yeah, I bet if you went on like a Tuesday or I don't know their exact hours of operation, but if you went like maybe midweek, if they did have an opening, I think it'd be a lot quieter and stuff like that. But the staff is super friendly there, and I'm not like saying maybe they were friendly because I was an MGM employee and I showed them my MGM ID, but they seemed really friendly to everyone because there was people like, you know, a little ways from us, and I just seen how they were respectful and they were checking on everybody and stuff like that. So sometimes service will bring me back to the restaurant too. Like then you try their menu items and stuff. So yeah, I would definitely recommend going to Stack Restaurant, and I think Mom concurs on recommending.
Yeah, it's just be sure to bring money because it's
kind of expensive.
Costly for.
I mean, I expect it out of a casino and stuff like that, but you know, for a little piece of halibut that big and you know a little bit of saucer on the edge, and they want $50, you know, and the cocktails are.
Right.
$20 a cocktail, so I mean that's kind of expected maybe at a club or something like that, but I don't know about restaurant. We are Sin City Food, and you have been reviewed. All right, Mom, what are you ordering?
I am ordering the seafood risotto. I'm ordering the seafood risotto.
What are you ordering?
I'm ordering the